Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
How we doing? Happy Thursday, everybody. You know, it's Thursday. It's that time of the week where y'all get to sit here with me for about an hour on the hottest radio station on the planet. You know, Hot 702.5 FM. You know, ain't no radio station hotter, especially here in Vegas, local, good to go. But, you know, we here, back and better than ever. I missed y'all. Have y'all missed me? I know y'all see my little background has been changing, and I've been trying to add into my little Spider-Man cave and make it a little more personal for me with my sports teams. Oh, sorry, this one, sports teams here, jerseys and stuff going on. You know, the posters, it's Spider-Man, Mickey Mouse, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, trying to do what I can to make it my own, even though it is my own. I want to just make sure it appeals to my better nature and what I like to see with that here. But let's talk about, you know me, I like to start off by talking about my week. You know, see how this past week has been going for you all, how it's been going for me. I've been having a great week, a good week. I don't have any complaints. To start it off, though, man, I have, this past week was it was a very productive week. So I'll say that to say, like, there was nothing really bad about the week. It was very productive. Well, there was one thing bad, but we'll get into that in a second. We're going to break that all the way down because I may need some help from my friends to get this issue resolved. Anyway, for the past 7 days, though, outside of that, the kids, you know, my little ones are amazing. They got a Valentine's Day dance tomorrow or for Valentine's Day. So when that happens, of course, they're going to kind of go in with it and have fun and enjoy. They asked me if they can actually go to it. And I'm all like, well, you know, I don't want to take y'all away from y'all school. What do you call them? Activities. And I would love for the kids to have fun at their activities. I think me and Mom felt differently about the dance, but I understand her reasonings as to why she didn't want them to go to that one. So I'll give her credit for that. And that's what compromise is for. We talk to each other and we compromise. Other than that, though, we've been taking the kids to Chuck E. Cheese. I want to tell y'all something as parents. Nobody else around, right? Hey, parents, if y'all got little ones, I say 10 and under maybe because that's the ones that really like Chuck E. Cheese still. They have this pass. I think you pay like $8 or $11 a month. And you can take the kids there every single day and they'll give them like 250 games a day to play. And you're only paying $8 or $11 a month. That's it. Their games reset every single day. They'll get another 250. So we've been taking our kids to Chuck E. Cheese, got that little thing for them. They love it. They are excited about it. They have fun. They enjoy it. Even if we broke, we can still let them go play some games. You know what I mean? So in my head, I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to talk about it. I'm happy to show that it's still, you know, a good thing, or that they are enjoying it. Sorry if y'all hear me. Yes, I sound bad. It's just sore throat and runny nose and stuff. It's hopefully it'll get better, but I'm sure I can get through this entire show at least to get that taken care of. But the kids love it. They have been loving it. They've been having fun. They've been excited about it. And so we typically will try to take them to do that so that they can have fun. I'm sorry about that. God. Okay. But one thing I will say is my kids appreciate the small things we do. I'm kind of happy about that they don't take it too much for granted, and they like being active. Like my kids like being able to go outside so we can play catch or something, or ride their bikes, or we can go to Chuck E. Cheese and play games together. My kids love the fact that we can be active. They don't want to just sit in the house and watch YouTube and shit all day. Like, I'm just glad that they're on the right path. when it comes to being kids, instead of, some kids are just stuck and glued to these electronics. And man, I don't know how I'd be if I was like that. I'd probably have to take a whole month off of work to make it happen, wherever the case may be. But long story short, I'm glad that I don't have to worry about that. Next thing up, it was something else I wanted to tell y'all about the week. I can't even remember what it was. Man, I can't remember what it was. I forgot. Oh, I do remember. So we went to, I just had to look to my left a little bit to figure it out. We went to Sam's Club this past weekend. Do you know my kids and wife have never really understood or been to Sam's Club? All they were told is it's too expensive there. And I was like, expensive? Where? I don't think that's how Sam's Club works. So they fell in love with the cafe, right? Cheap pizza, sundaes, drinks. They fell in love with that, right? For under $20, not only did we feed the kids, we fed ourselves. And we ended up calling that dinner because everybody was kind of full. Well, the kids were pretty full after that, so we ended up calling that dinner. But they went into Sam's Club. I showed them the great prices and deals. I added Diamond on so she can have a car of her own. And I told her, like, when you're ready to start going anywhere, you need to go ahead and make that happen, because obviously Sam's Club is a place we need to go with all these kids. We need bulk, and for a better price at that. On our way out, if you know me, on our way out, we ran into some wonderful young ladies that were willing to sell us a product that I am hooked on, my crack. And if you haven't gotten it by now, yes, I'm talking about Girl Scout cookies. I went ham on the Girl Scout cookies. I got more over here. And I'm ashamed to show y'all how many boxes I really bought, so I won't. I'll just show you some of the flavors I got. You know what I mean? But all in all, yeah, I love Girl Scout cookies. Everybody loves it. Family loves it. Even, what do you want to call it? Coworkers. I brought them to the coworkers, let them have some, let them enjoy it. Like, everybody loves Girl Scout cookies, so I figured it would be best to go ahead and get something like that done for them and let them have them and enjoy it. Besides, I wasn't bringing my stash from home. Like, I brought extra boxes. I brought extra boxes of cookies to take to work. I'm so sorry, y'all. My throat is really, really itching. It's really sore a little bit there. I brought extra boxes for everyone at work to take them, so that way they can have some. They don't have to worry about eating mine, me that I got for myself. The kids, I brought them their own box to have for themselves. Look, at the end of the day, when anything in my man cave, my Spider-Man cave, anything you see in here, it's mine. All of y'all stuff, I bought it. It's in the kitchen. That's where y'all stuff is at. It's in the kitchen. My stuff is over here in my area. You know what I mean? My area. So they was asking me about this picture because, I got little pictures up. Can y'all see of, ooh. So that picture is actually from my best friend's birthday party last year. We all went out and went bowling. Some of those faces are probably familiar to y'all. They're all familiar to me because, they're my friends, of course. So, but besides that, with the whole week going on, man, everything was great and productive. Except for one thing, which I kind of want to, let me talk about this so I can get it off my chest and get it out the way now. Because I don't know what to do with this part. Mind you, I've already been to the Better Business Bureau. I've already reached out to them, and they reached back out and said they're on it. They're working on it to try to help. Now I'm finna go to all the social media platforms and see what I can do to get some help on this situation from fellow friends and followers and all of that good stuff. Because you tell me if I'm tripping. But I want to explain the situation. Late January, probably the last week of January, I went through a third-party cell phone company, and their name is Buy Sell Cleveland. Buy Sell Cleveland. Buycell, and then Cleveland. Cleveland. The owner's name is Amir Tawil. Amirtaweel, if I'm not mistaken. That's the owner. I went through them about late January to purchase a cell phone, and I ended up getting a Galaxy Z Fold 3 as well as a iPhone 15 Pro. They had a special $10 down. It was cheaper than going through my cell phone company, so I was like, hey, why not? So, mind you, I purchased a phone from them last year. Great service, you know. Everything went through smoothly. It was no issue. So I went back around this time like, hey, they did pretty well when I went through them. Let me go through them again. This time when I went around with them, I had the iPhone 15 Pro for maybe 5 days. And then it just went into SOS mode. Like, I'm driving and I'm talking to my wife and the phone just keeps hanging up. And I'm like, damn, is it bad service? So the phone just keeps hanging up. So I go to my Android. I'm all like, damn, but the Android is working perfectly fine. I can call, I can text. I'm like, okay, so it's not the service of T-Mobile. So I call T-Mobile to find out what's going on with the phone. T-Mobile proceeds to tell me that the phone that I was sold, the phone that I was given, is reported as an unpaid balance or blacklisted. Unpaid balance from a previous account. So in my head, I'm like, hey, mistakes happen, no big deal. I reach out to this company, Buy Sell Cleveland, and I'm all telling them what's going on. The owner, Amir, is just a liar. He's a habitual liar. First, as I was on the phone with T-Mobile, he was telling me that he was on the phone with this T-Mobile rep, and they told him that the phone was active and that there was no issues to be resolved. So I had a manager, while I was on the phone still with T-Mobile, I had a manager get on the phone, and they confirmed just what the rep said, that phone was blacklisted due to an unpaid balance from a previous account. And because I'm not on the account and I'm not, the person that had that account, they couldn't give me any information, just the fact that it had an unpaid balance. I'm telling him this. He's like, they're lying to you. This is what my rep's telling me. And I'm like, nope, the manager confirmed with me. He sends me a screenshot of some site he went on where it showed it was clear. I sent him a screenshot from the T-Mobile website where it shows, on the T-Mobile website, it shows this phone is not compatible due to a past due balance. Due to a past due balance on your, due to a past due balance on the phone. So it will not work on our network. Now, mind you, T-Mobile has finally told me through their customer service and managers that it's not going to work. It's blacklisted. Their website has confirmed with me that the IMEI that they sent me on that phone was blacklisted. So the owner, Amir, tells me, hey, no big deal. I don't want this to be a problem. I told him I couldn't be without that phone for longer than a day or two because it's my business phone and I need that. And he confirmed with me, and he agreed. And mind you, I got all of this in text messages, all of this in messages. Keep the proof, y'all. When you're dealing with people, when you're dealing with somebody that you got a bad feeling about, I won't even say bad feeling. When you're dealing with somebody and the sale has not went all the way through yet, keep your proof until you got what you get, until you got what you need. I'm telling you, it's going to help you. In this case, it's helping me. I kept all the messages, all the texts he sent me about he was going to fix the issue. He was going to have me a phone in 1 to 2 business days. He apologized for the it being not working, but he don't have a problem swapping it out. Like, at one point he told me, oh yeah, we can refund it, but we got to charge you a $50 restocking fee. And then he went back and said, no, we don't accept returns or refunds. But mind you, it's all in text messages. It's all like you're showing that you're just lying to me. So after he finally calls me about the whole issue with the phone, we switch it out. I send it off UPS. Send him a screenshot of the receipt like he told me to, and he'd send me a phone out right away. None of that happened. I did my part. I sent the phone out like he told me to. I sent him a screenshot. Anytime after I sent that phone off that I would call them or I would text them to try to get help, they would just give me the runaround. It would say, hey, sorry we missed your call. Call back in and we'll help you. I'll call again. They'll send me another text the same way. This is an automated text. Sorry we missed your call. Call back in. We'll help you. And it just kept sending me that every time I called or reached out. The only time they reached out to me, I had to go through the financing company, which is Acima. Shout out to Acima. They've been helping me through this process. They're pretty great on their end. I appreciate them. Acima had to reach out to the actual retailer and say, okay, we're going to cancel the lease because you're not responding to the consumer, to me. And then they call me and they're saying, hey, what's going on? I'm telling them the issues like, hey, I'm not getting any information for y'all. I sent the phone back. When are you guys giving me a phone? They again tell me, oh, we'll get you one soon. Don't worry. We'll get it out. And then they stop communicating again. So I call back again this past Monday. Okay. This past Monday, I called back into Acima again because they weren't answering. I kept texting and calling. They weren't answering. So I said, forget it. I'm calling into Acima. I called into Acima Monday and let them know everything that was going on, that I still wasn't getting a response. They still weren't reaching out to me. And mind you, I'm communicating with the Acima damn near every day now, telling them the information I'm getting versus what the retailer is trying to tell me. Okay. And this is why you keep your evidence, because you need proof when you're dealing with stuff like this. So Acima reaches out to me. I send them all the documentation they need. So finally, Tuesday morning comes back and the owner, Amir, calls my phone, my other cell phone, the one that's kind of messed up and cracked right now that I got to use because they fucked me over on the phone. Right. So He calls my phone. He's like, Marquand. I'm like, yep, this is me. The first thing he says, why you tripping, bro? That's the first thing he says to me. That's the first thing. Why you tripping, bro? Like, that's so unprofessional to me. I've done cell phones for about 12 years. I've done customer service for like 17 now. In no way, shape, or form should you have called my phone with that kind of response after I've been calling, texting, reaching out, and nobody's been responding to me. So instead of me blowing up off of that, I say, well, you tell me, like, you guys charge me. You charge me for the phone. And this is after they took their first payment after the initial down payment. You guys have charged me for the phone. It's been about a week and a half. I haven't been getting any contact. And nobody's been calling me back, reaching out to me. So all along, like, how would you react to that? You know, wouldn't you want to just say, I'm good, I don't want to do this no more? And he continues, like, bro, we've been reaching out, we've been this, we've been that. And I'm all like, no, you haven't. I said, I got all the text messages, I got all the calls. You tell me what you want to look at. So he brought up one of the calls from one of his coworkers, Ashley, from this past Friday. And I said, yes, sir. And I said, and if you look on there afterwards, she called me back about 15, 20 minutes later. And we talked again. And she told me that she would text me and call and reach out to me pretty soon before the day was over with, and nothing happened. I said, then when that was the case, Friday night, I put in another request for y'all to call me, and I was waiting for you guys to call me back Saturday, and y'all didn't do that either on Saturday. So obviously when Monday came and I tried to reach out again and y'all didn't reach out, I reached out to the leasing company because you guys will only respond when they reach out to you. You know what I mean? And again, I told them, I'll show you all the screenshots and text messages. Y'all will send me a text, hey, come on, call on back in, we'll take care of you. And if you got me on Facebook, you probably seen about all the 30, 40 messages I got where we're going back and forth where the guy is just like, he just doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, that's not a way to run a business. So my next step was I'm going to go to social media with it. I'm going to find a lot of people that agree and think that I just think you could have approached this and handled it in a good way. And we wouldn't have to worry about all of this. And mind you, I waited almost 2 weeks before I started saying, okay, now I'm frustrated. I told him I'm frustrated now. I'm not getting a response. You guys aren't calling me back. You aren't texting me. And you're trying to take my money still without giving me the device that you agreed to. This man, we get on the phone with Asima together in a 3-way call. And then I end up calling T-Mobile on the other end because he told the leasing company, I want to return the phone. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like the phone and I want to return it because I don't like it. That's what he told the leasing company. So what did I do? I called T-Mobile on the phone. And mind you, they're on the phone the whole time where it's welcome to T-Mobile, all the way from me putting in my PIN to getting the rep on the phone to confirming my identity, they're there. And as soon as the T-Mobile rep starts to talk, he says, oh, he just called some random guy. He just called some random guy. What? Bro, you just heard all of this go through with me calling T-Mobile, getting them on the phone, everything. And he ended up telling the guys on the, like, oh, no, that's not true. The phone is good and ready to go. As the T-Mobile rep is stating, no, that phone is blacklisted on our end. It is from an unpaid balance from a previous account, so it was flagged when Mr. Thomas used it on his. But the guy is not trying to, he didn't want that information to come out to the leasing company because he just told them I didn't want it due to the fact that I didn't like the product. So now he got caught up in the lie already again with the leasing company on the phone. So, you know, hey, that kind of sucks. But I keep my proof. I keep my screenshots, my messages. I keep everything he said versus what I said. I am going to I've sent everything to the Better Business Bureau. They're going to reach out to him too. I did it on Facebook. He untagged himself on the Facebook one. He untagged the shop. But the guy just doesn't realize that all we had to do was, like, gentlemen, come together and fix this situation without having it blow up like this. And because you couldn't communicate properly and effectively, you're in a situation where instead of you taking accountability and just apologizing for what you did and what was wrong, you're trying to throw the blame on everybody else. Sir, that is no way to run a business. I don't believe anybody else in this world should come to you with that mindset when you're trying to fuck people over out of their money. I think that's unfair and that's messed up. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of rude. Just kind of crazy to be out here scamming people like that left to right. As a business owner, Amir, I think you can do a lot better than what you just done. And I will make sure of it to know that everybody sees the kind of man and business that you truly are running. Because if it was just over the fact that I didn't like the product, I would still pay for it because I chose to sign a contract. Hey, like, it is what it is. Things happen. I'm sorry. But for you to sit up here and try to blame the consumer and take no accountability for the fact that your company sold me a defaulted phone that was blacklisted, that's crazy. So now I'll do everything in my little old power to make sure everybody knows what you are up to and what you've been doing. And that is what's been pissing me off all week. These guys have been giving me the runaround. Buy, Sell Cleveland is the name of the store. Never shop on there. You'll see the ads online through Facebook and them telling you no credit check, no nothing. The reason they're not doing them credit checks and stuff is because they're going to scam you over out of your money. I went to look at some of the reviews, and some of the reviews, they got people that are giving them 5 stars, and then those people are coming back months later and saying how they were scammed out of their money by Amir. So I want everybody to know that I am on it. I would do the best I can to make this known as a public issue. Buy, sell Cleveland, I think you're in your last days unless you change your customer service around and the way you deal with your consumers. Otherwise, you shouldn't be in business. We don't allow, in America, there's no place for you to really be allowed to scam without any due justice, without any kind of consequence to it. And my friend, I think you have just ran into yours. I think God have talked to me personally, put me in that position to deal with this for you, because I don't think other people know the resources they have available to go ahead and find out what you're really up to. I tried to talk this out with you, man to man, adult to adult, business owner to business owner. I tried to have a conversation with you, and you flat out told me, I'm no longer dealing with you. You could deal with the leasing company. Get off my phone, in a way. So cool. And mind you, I have it all recorded. Our phone call is recorded on my home cameras, Amir, as well. So that way I was in front of the camera while we were talking, so I can catch everything you said. I showed the camera your number. I got all proof that I need, all evidence I need. This is going to be a process, so I'm not expecting it to be changed and fixed overnight. But I do want you all to be aware as of today, this is something I'm working on personally. And I'm not trying to, again, I'm not out to shit on nobody's business. It's not the case. Because prior to this, when I first got the devices, I was telling everybody how great a service it is to be able to get something that's cheaper than going through your cell phone company. I was happy to tell them that. And I guess I should see you get what you pay for, right? But I learned my lesson, valuable lesson. T-Mobile, I would never go through anybody else but you to buy a new phone. I guarantee it. But all in all, I will do my best to make sure nobody else falls victim to that issue or that scam, because I just don't believe anybody should actually go through with that. Anybody should deal with that. All right. Woo! Now that I got that off my chest, yeah, I'll be doing more on like I ain't got the TikTok yet, and they don't know. They don't know about the following I have on TikTok. They don't know about the following we have on the radio station. They don't know none of that. So we'll see where the internet goes when we kind of make this a big deal, because I don't believe anybody on the internet understands or believes that scamming is okay, especially people that go to work every day and they work for their money hard. They work hard for it, you know. So yeah, that's that. You know what I mean? Why am I smiling about it still? Because I know at the end of the day, I have nothing to worry about in this situation. I know it may take a few months, it may take 6 months, it may take a little longer, but I'm going to get this resolved without paying a dime. I guarantee you. I'm telling you that right now. I just say, you know, yeah. And if you think, well, yes, I've spoken to a lawyer already. Yes, I have. I don't want to take it that far yet and pay that fee for it. I mean, it'll be worth it in a way. But I'm going to give Mr. Amir time to try to make up for his mistake. And what I mean by that is I am still going to social media. But if by the time that I go through social media with all of this and my problem is still not resolved, we'll be having lawyers involved, Mr. Amir, because everything you did was against the law. The fact that you texted all of it and you backtracking your text messages alone, said one thing and then said another, was all the proof that they said I needed. Again, though, I believe in second chances. And who am I to not to try to give you one first before I go ahead and take it as far as I need to. So let's see if we can get this worked out together first, right? As friends and, you know, consumer versus retailer. If not, hey, we go the road that, you know, it's going to pay off in the long run. All in all, now that I got that off and I got that out the way, what I will say is I want to talk about the fact that I had a service today at work. It was amazing. It was great. I will say this. It was like Murphy's Law the entire day. And what I mean by that, oh, I was doing so good. I was doing so good. Sorry. What I mean by that is Murphy's Law, if you know what, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And in a way today, that's kind of like what happened from the start of me leaving the house to go to work all the way until me coming home. But I guarantee you this, and I tell you this right now, I am so happy and appreciative to all the coworkers I have at Inspired Life, because we all came together today, and no matter what the hiccup was, we worked around it and made it happen. So shout out to all of y'all for helping me with that. I really appreciate the Inspired Life family. Y'all have my back through all of this. With everything going on. Thank y'all so much for covering and helping me out. I can't do nothing but just show my appreciation to it. And because of y'all, we were able to have a great service today for that family, and they enjoyed every piece of it, every bit of that service they enjoyed, they were happy about. And I will say this, like, it feels great to be in a position to where you can be in an environment to help these families out, put their loved ones to rest, and you genuinely are doing what you can to make sure that they are taken care of. You know what I mean? I love that it's not all about the dollar. Like, yes, of course, everyone has to get paid to provide services. But the fact of the matter is that we worry about making sure the families are taken care of. And then we worry about the payment, at the time that we need the payment. I think that's great. I think it's great because these families are grieving, and that process is so different for everybody, right? In general, just everybody. So even in a family, that one family is not grieving the same way. Everybody in that family is going to grieve differently. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to grieve differently, from the kids to the spouse to the friends to the coworkers. Everyone will grieve differently. You know what I mean? And just to be able to be there to make sure that the vision that they have for their services, that it works out the way they want it to, that's all I can ask for. I can't ask for too much more. This family came in 2 days ago. They wanted the service done in 2 days. We made it happen because at Inspired Life, we make sure we can make it happen. Okay? We make sure we can make it happen. And because of that, I can't even begin to explain how grateful the family was for everything we did. I can't begin to explain how surprised, amazed, like they were so happy with the work we put into the service to get it done in 2 days. That was enough for me. You know what I mean? I just feel like this is what I got into it for. Like, I came into this to make sure that I can comfort people in their time of need while they're grieving. I can direct them to the right path. I can show them where they need to go, what they need to do. Because again, when we lost my brother, may he rest in peace. That's him on the back wall back there too. May he rest in peace. When we lost my brother, it was like transactional. We didn't really feel like anybody was there to genuinely, support and help us out. I just thought that it was transactional. We were there to collect a payday. People were there to collect some money, call it a day, and send us out on our way. That's what I thought about it. And now that I'm in a position where I can be that person, I refuse to make anybody feel like anything we do is transactional. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work out that way. The only thing transactional is this customer service we give, because it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. So I just love being in this position to be able to comfort and help people when they grieve in their time of need. A lot of people say, oh, you work for a funeral home. Oh, that must be crazy. You're around a bunch of dead bodies. How do you feel? How do you this? How do you that? I don't think of it like that, because that's not the way to look at it. I'm in a position to where a family comes in and they are lost. They are completely lost. They just lost a loved one, sometimes, most of the time, unexpectedly. And all they know is they need to make plans happen, and they don't know when those plans should take place. So what am I there for? I'm there because when they don't know that when plans should take place, I help them put those plans in motion. I direct them and guide them on what plans to make, how they need to make it, and what they need to do to make it. Again, it's not about the dollar, because if you go shop around anywhere, you will look and see that Inspired Life is probably one of the cheapest funeral homes in town for whatever you want to do. Because it's, again, just because we do great quality work, don't mean we're going to charge you an arm and a leg to get that done. Sorry, y'all. Had to light my incense. Support another Black-owned business. You know what I mean? You know how I go. But yeah, I couldn't see myself being in the position where I have to force these people to make a decision based on what they have in their pockets. I'm sorry, just kind of wild. Another thing I've learned is in this industry is you never count anybody's pockets, because it doesn't matter how they walk in or how they look. You never know what it could be. If they walked into that door, they are more than prepared to make sure they can take care of their loved one. I'll tell you that right now. I'm never going to judge a book by its cover anyway, because sometimes I'll wear a suit and tie and I look like $1 million. Other times I'll walk out the house in a hoodie and some sweats or joggers, and I'll look like I just came from playing basketball somewhere. You know what I mean? You never really know what it's going to look like. But what I will say is that this career choice I've made, I like to tell people that now, this career choice I've made. If you know me, like I've always been a believer of God. But if you know me, when I lost my brother, I had questions about my faith. I had a lot of questions about my faith. And so probably for the first maybe 6 to 8 years of my brother's passing, I questioned, like, if he's there, if there's a God, if there's somebody up there, if there's a higher power. I questioned all of it because in my mind, I just lost the most important person to me, which was my brother. You know, it was my best friend, my right-hand man. And to be without him after 20 years of life of being side by side with him, to be without him, it was a very big change. And it hurt, still hurts, but it's easier to talk about now. I say that because I was just like, why? I blame, I was mad at God for a long time. One day, I don't know what I was doing, man, but a thing popped into my head, faith of a mustard seed. And I said, a mustard seed. Let me Google this and see how big that is, because I need to know what a mustard seed is. I'm thinking it's one of those like big old seeds or whatever. And I went and looked, and it was like, man, like it was like this small, man, like really, really small. And I said, that's it. I got that. Hang on my throat again. I said, I got that. That's all the amount of faith you need is just that. I got that, no problem, if ands or buts. And I kid you not, I guess you can call this my testimony. From that day forward, everything in life just started to get easier. It just started to get easier. It was like, now that your faith has been fully restored and you believe that, that even with me thinking just that little bit of faith, like I know I got that for sure, things started turning out better. So yes, my faith started gradually increasing higher and higher and higher, because I'm like, okay, there's something there. And then anytime I'd ask for a sign about something, I would get it. Like, so I say that because everybody always say things like, for example, my youngest son, Junior, Marquand, we share a name and a birthday. Biggest thing I get is, how you pull that off? And my first response is, oh, man, I talked to God. We made a plan, and we had a plan, and we made it happen. You know what I mean? But I don't say that saying like, oh yeah, me and God is homeboys. I say that to say like, well, we is homies. We is good friends. We is everything. We connected. But I say that to say this, that my connection with him at that point was more so of, I asked for something that I wanted, because I've always wanted a junior, but I've always wanted him to be born around my birthday so we can be Geminis together, so we can Gemini together. And not only did he give me a Gemini, but he gave me one on the same birthday. So it's really like a mini me. You know what I mean? Really like a mini me. But I say that because anytime I actually ask for something, I get it. And it took me a minute to realize that, because all the time I used to test it and be like, man, like when I was younger, I'd be like, man, I just wish, I'm not a doctor, but I just wish I had more patience. Like, you think you can help me with more patience? And I expected him to just instantly make me more patient. Or I'd say, man, I wish, me and my family would stop fighting so much. Can you help us? Can you just please help me, make them stop fighting so much? Like, I want to be more close to each other. And I would just think that instantly the fighting would stop. In those situations, the reason why, I wouldn't get patience right then and there is because he would give me a time. He would give me something or an event or something happens to test me on my patience, to become more patient, or with my family. Yes, we fighting more because he wants us to come together with that fighting to work it out and be closer together to each other. So that's how we can be closer. He's giving you what you asked for, but not how you asked for it. You know what I mean? And that just made me realize that my relationship with him is on a whole nother level, because anytime I've asked for something, he's done it. And I never thought about it until somebody said one day, he said, what was the key term? How did he put it in them? He said, do you ever think that when you're talking to yourself, that little voice in your head that you talk to, we all call it our conscience, right? But it sounds just like us, okay? But the reason why it sounds just like us is because we picture what we want to hear. We picture our voices telling us that. But he said, but what if that's just God? What if our conscience is God and we perceived it to be our own thoughts or our own self telling us? But that's how God connects to us. He's with us every day. And that conscience we talk about, we think that's us. It's really him. And I was like, man, like for that to be so far-fetched, that sound like a pretty reasonable option. Like I would think, because they say your conscience tells you not to do bad shit or try to point you in the right way, or like keeps you guilt-free in a way. Your mind, your conscience guilt-free. And I was like, damn, no wonder why I always say I have such a guilty conscience and I don't want to do nothing crazy or bad. But it's like, I can see that it's just God talking to us, and we want to believe it's us instead of him, but I think it's him. It's him. Because anytime that little voice in my head has told me something or said something, and I either went with it or against it, I didn't agree all the time on what it was saying. I didn't understand why it would say some of the things it said. But it made sense to be like, well, maybe that was God trying to tell you or show you a better way, and you just didn't want to hear it. You didn't want to hear him out. Because let's be real, if we all knew that our conscience was God telling us a better way to do something, how many of us would ignore it? None? Oh, I didn't think so. I didn't think none of us would ignore it. I'm just saying. I don't think no. You? No? Okay, yeah. I didn't think nobody would ignore it. So, again, my little journey with God has been an up and down journey, like some escalators. You know what I mean? Up and down. But I've always had, at least I've always had a small bit of faith. And I think that's why, at the very least, things have at least tried to work out for me, or at least have worked out to their very best that they can. I think some things maybe I've held on to longer than I should have, and that's why it didn't work out. You know what I mean? But, God is there. God is amazing, and I just appreciate everything he's done for me and my family and my life. It's amazing to know that that I have that kind of relationship with him without even knowing it. You know what I mean? It's crazy how one little statement, one little saying can point you in the right direction for everything. Anyway, that's all really that I wanted to talk about. I've been feeling great with the new job, so I'm really excited about the new career that I'm in. I'm really excited about being able to help people and genuinely be there to help them, because it feels great coming from a genuine place. Everyone around me at that workplace wants to see each other grow and develop, so that's great that we're all there for each other and we're inspirational to each other, or inspiring to each other. See what I did there? But I love it, and I look forward to many more moons in this position, in this situation. Of course, later on down the road, I might be at a higher level, higher it goes. But I can tell you all right now, man, I didn't like going to school when it was free, and I know soon I'm gonna get ready to pay to go back to it and pay for it, or find some loans and grants that'll help me pay for it, whatever it is. But I know that if I want to move to a level in this career field that I may want to go in, I'm going to need a little bit of schooling and education, and I don't mind it. You know what I mean? Knowledge just helps you grow and be better. You know more, you learn more. So I'm okay with that. As much as y'all know me, I hated going to school when it was free. Why would I go for it and pay for it? But now I understand and see that, it's just going to benefit me and my family in the future. So I'm okay with that. I'm not mad. As long as it benefits me and the family, I ain't got nothing to say about it. It is what it is. But thank y'all for coming out and listening to my little TED talk, Quanni talk. I appreciate y'all so much. I'm probably finna go take another haul or something, or find that good old chloroseptic. I know I got it around here somewhere. This is what's been keeping me good to go. This chloroseptic, it's like numbing spray for your throat. That's why I was able to go at least for so long today. But I'm gonna take me some more when I get up off of here. Thank y'all so much for listening to me on the hottest radio station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. I'll catch y'all next week. All I want to say is peace, love, and hair grease. Again, I'll see y'all next week.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On Hot 702.5FM.com.